Greetings, Pokefans! Michael here, and I am now 21 years old. Time to turn up! It's time for another top 10 video. This video is actually the second half of a collaboration with HoodlumScrafty. So if you haven't seen part 1, head over to his channel to watch it. Alright, I guess you've seen part 1. Now let's get to the rest of the list. Number 5. Qwilfish. When a Pokemon doesn't evolve, it loses a lot of memorability potential. Qwilfish is a shining example of this. It looks like it should evolve, but it doesn't. It's just there.
In the ROM hack Pokemon Snakewood, Qwilfish did actually get an evolution. Probably not the most fitting design, but it made it one of my favorite Pokemon from that game. The water poison combo is unique, and I'd like to see Game Freak do more with it. Number 4. Behem. Behem could very well be one of the strangest Pokemon that exists. It's just really bizarre looking, but it's not the kind of bizarre that makes you think about it. Its name doesn't really do it any justice either. Behem is such an odd name and it's hard to remember. I'd always refer to it as Algem's evolution.
And like many Pokemon in this list, no one really uses it. No one. Well, except for me in my battle with Alex Ogloza, in which Alex forgot what it was.
Let's see here. And he's got... I don't even know what that is. Okay.
Number 3. Wormadam. Game Freak often tries to give certain Pokemon gimmicks to make them more interesting and memorable. Castform changing with the weather, Sawsbuck and Deerling changing with the seasons, and Furfrou getting groomed are a few good examples. But then there's Wormadam.
This Pokemon has a different form depending on what Burmy was wearing when it evolved, which is depending on where you last battled with it. But that's the only thing mildly memorable about it. No prevalent characters use it, it's not good, and all 3 forms are very strange looking, especially the Sandy Cloak one. It looks like a slice of pizza.
Plus its name is odd. It's supposed to be a combination of Bagworm and Madam, but instead it's Wormadam, which sounds like you're trying to wiggle your way through a water blockage structure.
Number 2. Cryogonal. One common trait of forgettable Pokemon is that they're hard to find and no one uses them. Cryogonal fits into these categories perfectly, only being found in the deepest ice chambers of Twist Mountain, and it's not the main Pokemon of any prevalent trainers.
And while its design is interesting, it's not special enough to be super memorable. It's just a snowflake with glowing eyes.
Before we get into number 1, let's do some honorable mentions. Lumineon is pretty forgettable, but because it's become known as the forgettable Pokemon, it's not as forgettable as it once was.
Carbink is one of the more forgettable 6th gen Pokemon, but the existence of Diancie reminds us of it.
And then there's the Unpheasant chain. They're the worst regional birds, but they're still regional birds, so they can't be too forgettable.
And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the Pokemon you've been trying to remember this entire time and likely failed, the most forgettable Pokemon of all? Number 1. Maractus. Do you know what this is? Do you know what a Maractus is? Because several of my friends who play Pokemon almost as much as I do literally have no idea what a Maractus is.
Maractus has a lot of things going against it that makes it forgettable. It's only found in one location in the Unova games, the Desert Resort, and it's hard to find even there.
Its design also doesn't help. It's not really cool looking, although Callum does think it's cute, but it's also not particularly ugly or offensive like Vanillix or Garbodor, which people remember because they hate them.
It's also not the first cactus Pokemon, so Maractus is often overshadowed by Cacturne and Cacnea.
All of those things combined with the fact that it isn't any good and practically no trainers use it, in-game or in real life, make Maractus the number 1 most forgettable Pokemon. So there we have it. That's our list of the top 10 most forgettable Pokemon. Although by making this list we probably contributed to you remembering them better, so maybe they're not the most forgettable anymore, but whatever. I want to give a huge thanks to Callum for doing these videos with me, because it was a lot of fun and he's a great guy. So be sure to go check out his channel and subscribe to him, because he makes some super awesome stuff. What did you think of this video? Do you agree with our list? What are some other Pokemon you think are forgettable? Let me know in the comments below! And if you like this video, be sure to hit like, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe if you haven't. Also, be sure to check out my new channel, JMikeyG. I just started it, but I'll be making some fun non-Pokemon videos on there soon, so go check it out. Alright, that's all I have for now, so till next time, Pokefans. Gotta catch them all!